Born on May 2, 1972 in Hayward, California, Dwayne Douglas Johnson was raised in a family of wrestlers. His father, Rocky Johnson, was a professional wrestler, and his grandfather, Peter Maivia, was a trailblazer in Samoan wrestling dynasty. Wrestling was in his blood, but Dwayne's early life wasn't without struggles.
Number 94 is Dwayne Johnson out of Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, just a sophomore getting some playtime today. He makes the stop for Miami.
In his teenage years, Dwayne was a standout athlete. He was a star football player at the Freedom High School in Pennsylvania. His talent earned him a full scholarship to the University of Miami, where he played defensive tackle on the Hurricanes national championship team. But despite his athletic success, Dwayne's dream of going pro in football hit a wall when he was cut from the Canadian Football League after a brief stint. It was a crushing blow to him, but instead of giving up, Dwayne pivoted to returning to his roots and stepping into the world of professional wrestling.
And the millions! The Rock is the people's champ. You are the backbone of The Rock. When we speak, our voices are heard. We all say, I bring it.
When The Rock first became a household name, it was through his character in the WWE. He wasn't just a wrestler, he was a personality, a larger-than-life character who could entertain you with just one single catchphrase.
If you're some man, what The Rock?
Fans and critics alike love how he brought charisma and humor to the ring, but also how he didn't take himself too seriously. People could relate to him because he felt like a regular guy who just happened to be amazing at what he does. When Dwayne Johnson first made the leap to Hollywood, it seemed like a natural progression. His wrestling persona combined with his charm made him an ideal action star. Early roles in movies like The Scorpion King and The Rundown helped him cement him as a leading man. However, there was still an air of relatability. He was still a newcomer to the scene, navigating through Hollywood glitz and glam. As The Rock's career took off, so did his ability to monetize every aspect of his life. No longer just an actor or a former wrestler, he became a brand. We saw him in commercials, ads, and as partner of numerous ventures. He launched Terramana Tequila, a product that became incredibly successful, and his Project Rock partnership with Under Armour brought him millions. His lifestyle and fitness app, his investment in various startups, and even his foray into the XFL made it very clear that The Rock is not about entertaining anymore. He was about building an empire. But here's where it starts to get tricky. What made The Rock so endearing in the beginning was his sense of humility. Now his success has ballooned, some fans have started to feel like they're being sold to rather than being entertained by him.
He had a big impact on my childhood, but as he made it more into the mainstream consciousness and as his fame grew, I feel like his soul kept getting chipped away at, whittled away, and now he's just this husk, this hollow shell that PR firms speak through. Like every time he tries to vocalize something that's supposed to resemble his own thought or opinion, it feels like the most PR speak shit ever. Like all of these PR suits are just using him like a fucking fleshlight, like this puppet of ventriloquism act where they are talking through The Rock.
The Rock is everywhere. His image is tied not only to movies but what feels like to every product under the sun. And while many admire his business instincts, some fans feel like this shift away from genuine star to capitalism mogul is a betrayal of what he once stood for. There's a perception that The Rock has become more interested in making money than staying true to the people that supported him. While there's nothing wrong with success, for some fans it seems as though he has become the embodiment of the corporate machine. His once genuine persona feels increasingly like a marketing tool. Some fans are starting to miss the real Dwayne Johnson, the one who was connected to his roots, the one who wasn't trying to sell them tequila every time they watch an interview. Arguably, one of the biggest controversies surrounding The Rock in recent years has been his feud with Vin Diesel during the filming of Fate and Furious. What started as reports of creative differences turned into public shots at each other on social media. The Rock famously posted a message about candy asses and being the hardest worker in the room, which many fans interpreted as direct jab to Vin Diesel. This feud didn't just affect their personal relationship, but also the Fast and Furious franchise. Fans had come to love the assembled dynamic between Vin Diesel, Paul Walker, and The Rock. The Rock's departure from the series felt like a betrayal to many fans who loved the chemistry. The personal drama overshadowed the action, and for many it was a major turnoff. After the drama, The Rock stepped away from the core Fast and Furious franchise, but not before his solo spin-off movie Hobbs and Shaw was created.
In July of 2021, Johnson revealed to the world that he would not be returning to the main franchise while speaking to The Hollywood Reporter. I wish them well on Fast 9, and I wish them the best of luck on Fast 10 and Fast 11 and the rest of the Fast and Furious movies they do that will be without me.
While the movie was a box office hit, many fans were upset by the departure, especially because it felt like the franchise was losing a key element. It made The Rock appear as though he was putting his own career above the franchise, and his co-stars furthering the notion that he is a diva and someone who's hard to work with. For a long time, The Rock's Instagram was a breath of fresh air, motivational, positive, and down to earth. His posts were a glimpse into his fitness routine, his family life, and his journey into Hollywood. But over the years, it's become increasingly apparent that his social media presence is more about building the Dwayne Johnson brand than sharing a personal story. There's no question that he's one of the most positive influencers on social media, but he also creates an image of perfection that's difficult to relate to. The Rock's daily grind, his millionaire hustle, his ability to juggle business, his fitness and family life, it's incredible, but it also feels too perfect to be true. In a world where authenticity is prized, some fans may feel like they're no longer seeing the real Dwayne, but rather a polished, curated version of him designed to sell products and push agendas. Dwayne's evolution from the people's champ to the corporate mogul has caused some fans to feel disconnected. For some, he's simply too far removed from the man they once admired.
I have said for about 5 or 6 years now that The Rock is the fakest celebrity in Hollywood. I truly believe that.
The most expensive movie of the year is about to catastrophically flop at the box office, and it's all because of the rock-sized hole at the center of it. So if you didn't know, Red One is a new Christmas action movie coming to theaters on November 15th, and this thing has a budget of $257 million. The ex-WWE star is what this is all about, because he is responsible for $100 million of this thing's budget, but that wasn't the plan initially. Half of that was the goal, because this man is getting paid $50 million to be in this movie, which is the highest an actor has ever been paid for a single role. He beat out Robert Downey Jr. from Captain America Civil War. But here's the wild part. The other $50 million that it cost to have him in this movie is all because of his unprofessionalism on set. It was reported back in April that the actor was 7 to 8 hours late almost every single day during the production, and of course the studio denied this, but he actually has a history of this tardiness. He did it with his HBO show Ballers and also the 2018 film Rampage. Ironically enough, it was also reported that on Red One he would pee in bottles and then give them to his personal assistant to dispose of to save time. Of course the studio denied this again, and they actually said that $257 million was what they agreed upon, but I'm calling their bluff here. When it comes to any big film in Hollywood, they always cap off at $200 million when it comes to their budget. Deadpool and Wolverine, Inside Out 2, Joker, Fully Ado, so I kind of know that they're lying here. Projections are saying that this will open up around $30 million, but I think when reviews come out, they will be very poor, significantly reducing that number, because I've never seen a project that fits the term Netflix movie more than this.
Ultimately, The Rock's journey is a perfect example of how celebrity fame and success can have a complex and multifaceted impact. While he still has a massive fan base, the shift in his image is undeniable. The question is it a natural progression, or is it a cautionary tale about losing touch with the very people who helped you get to the top?